This is what I deal with on a daily basis, a big tangled ball of old leashes. So today we're gonna make some nice leather leashes and a no-hook wall mount to store them. Let's go. Alright, I'm going to start by making the wall mount, and to do that I'm going to take this thin piece of walnut and sandwich it between this piece of poplar and this other piece of veneer. Then I'm going to take my router and add a nice chamfer around all the edges, exposing that line of walnut, and that will just add a nice little detail. But first I got to cut everything to size and glue it all up. Let's go. All right, everything is glued up, so now we can take it outside and film an epic routing and sanding montage. Let's go. Every time, such a nerd. So I'm really pleased with how this turned out. You can see this is exactly what I was looking for, is that thin piece of walnut and that chamfer just adds a nice little detail around the whole border of the piece. So next we're going to add some keyholes to be able to hang this on the wall. We're just going to use a little kit from Rockler. It works pretty well. And then we'll get to the magnets, the fun part. So there you go, you have one keyhole there. And the nice thing about this little jig is you can take it and flip it around and line it up with the other upper corner, and you'll have the exact same alignment where the screw will sit. So really nice little quick jig. All right, now that we got the keyholes made, we can move on to adding the slots for the magnets. Now, I'm gonna have a little nameplate for each of the dogs up top. And then, so I think I'm gonna put the magnets for where the leashes are gonna attach somewhere around there, and then just drill out a hole the right depth and use some 5-minute epoxy to put them in there. So let's get to it. One of my favorite things to do is combine different mediums, and I do a lot of leather work. So to hide the magnets, I got this piece of leather that fits just on top, still shows that lets the chamfer show, and I'm going to do a decorative stitch around there, and then we'll glue that to it. But I'm also going to add our dog's names that I laser engraved onto some other leather and stitch that onto this cover plate as well. And the magnets won't be able to see, but then you can attach the leashes. So to add that decorative stitch and to stitch these on, I'm going to use what's called a saddle stitch. And we're going to use that again later when we make the leashes, and I will explain in more detail then how to do it. All right, it's time to attach the leather to the wall mount, and to do that we're going to use Tandy Leather's Eco-Weld adhesive. It works kind of like a contact cement. You put some on each surface, let them get tacky, and then put them together, and it's an instant bond. And I really like it because there's no fumes or anything like that either. So I highly recommend that stuff. So yeah, so let's get to it. It should be pretty simple and quick. All right, the wall mount is done, so now we can move on to making some leashes. Let's go. So for the dog leashes, I got this 8 to 10 ounce leather strap that's currently 1.5 inches wide. But I want to make 2 dog leashes since we have 2 dogs. So I could just use a ruler and cut it down the middle, but I have this strap cutter that I measured out to 0.75 inches, and it simply, you feed it through, pull it down, and it gives you a nice consistent cut. So because this is 8 to 10 ounce leather, it's pretty thick. So where it doubles back on itself here, and then also where the handle for the leash is, I'm going to thin that out just so that it makes it a little bit easier to work with. Now you can do this with a skiving knife, but I actually got this tool from Weaver. I'm blanking on the name, so I'll leave a link to it in the description, but this thing works really, really good. You basically just push it and it cuts a portion of the leather and not all the way through. And there you go. By thinning it out, you can see how much easier it is to bend, and it will look nicer as well. Now, I'll do the same thing just on the end here for where the handle attaches to itself. Next up, we're going to add a bevel to all the edges using an edge beveler. What this does is it does two things. It gives it a nice round over look, and it also, when we do go to finish the edge using edge slicker, it keeps it from mushrooming. So basically all you do is you run this little edge beveler down each side on both sides. All right, now that the edges are beveled, we can attach the clasp. The way we're going to do that is we're going to start by using some Eco-Weld adhesive and apply it to both surfaces, then let that get tacky, slide this on, and push it together. It's as simple as that. So let's get to it. All right, so now that's dried, so we're going to add some stitch lines. So to make the stitch line look very consistent, I'm going to use my wing dividers and score a stitch line. So we're going to do 2 lines on either side, and that should be enough to reinforce it. All right, now that we've scored our stitch line, we can move on to actually making the holes for stitching. And we're going to use these pricking irons, or stitching chisels as some people call them, to punch the holes all the way through the leather. So I just line it up along that line, making sure to keep it vertical as possible. And you can see it punches right through, and it's a consistent line from the edge. Now in this one we've got a little bit extra space, so to make sure that the spacing stays consistent, I just use the holes that I've already punched and just add a couple more at the end, like that. And then do the same thing on the other side and the same thing on the handle. All right, now to stitch these up, we're going to use what's called a saddle stitch. So I have an in-depth video on how to do the saddle stitch and a few other common stitches, and I'll leave a link above if you want to check that out. Essentially, all you need to do for the saddle stitch is attach 2 needles to the same piece of thread at the opposite ends, and then you want to kind of open the hole, the next hole in front of it, take the one from the back, stitch it through, pull that partially through, pull the thread back, and then put the other opposite needle into that same hole, but in front and under the needle, the other needle's thread, and then pull that through, and then pull them both tight at the same time, like that. Now the one trick to getting a really nice clean stitch line is using the same pattern every time. And what I mean by that is the first time you saw I did the right needle from the back into the hole, and then the left needle from the front into the same hole, but in front of that needle's thread. And then I'm going to start with the back needle again on the next one and do the front needle in front of that thread again. And you just work your way down, but do the same pattern every time, and you'll get a very consistent looking stitch pattern. Right needle, left needle in front of that thread, same hole. And there you go. And that's the saddle stitch, simple as that. We're just going to continue that to the end, do a couple back stitches, cut the thread, and singe it with a lighter. All right, with all the stitching done, we can move on to one of the last steps, which is finishing these edges. So as you can see, they're kind of pulpy, they don't look very refined or finished. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna burnish the edges. And to do that, we're gonna use what's called Tokonol. We're gonna take a little bit of that, spread it along the edges, then take an edge slicker and really work it into that edge. And that'll give it a nice polished, finished look. Let's go. All right, here's a little side by side. So here's the one I just did the edge burnishing to, and here's the one I haven't done yet. And you can really tell the difference at how much nicer this one looks, how much more finished it looks than this one. There's a lot of ways to do edge burnishing. You can use beeswax and stuff like that, and there's tons of videos out there. But I found that the Tokonol works really, really well for a quick, easy burnish, especially as you're getting started. So check it out and give it a shot. All right, the leashes are done, but to add a little personal touch, I thought I'd laser our dog's names onto some leather and attach them to the handles with some rivets. One thing to keep in mind is when you're attaching something to a curved surface like this, mark the holes with that curve built in. That way when you attach it with the rivets, it will sit right on the leash. Well, there you go. 2 leashes and a no-hook wall mount with hidden magnets to hold them. Only thing left now is to go mount that on the wall. As I hang this on the wall, I want to give a big shout out to my crew of patrons over on Patreon that make these videos possible. And if you're interested in supporting my content too, while also getting some great rewards at the same time, please consider joining my Unnecessary Leather League of Supporters over on Patreon. I've left a link in the description if you're interested and able to support my channel. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that subscribe and bell button. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.